For more than 4 decades, the name Tom Cruise has carried a special weight in global cinema. It represents speed, intensity, commitment, and a rare kind of movie star presence that feels increasingly uncommon in the modern entertainment landscape. To audiences around the world, he is the face of daring pilots, determined soldiers, secret agents, and men who refuse to quit even when the odds are impossible. Yet beyond the carefully crafted images projected on giant screens lies a far more complex and deeply human story. Tom Cruise's life is not simply a tale of fame and fortune. It is a journey shaped by instability, resilience, ambition, discipline, and an unrelenting desire to prove himself, both to the world and to his own inner doubts. An unstable beginning. Tom Cruise was born on July 3, 1962, in Syracuse, New York, into circumstances that were far from comfortable or predictable. His early years were marked by frequent change, financial pressure, and emotional uncertainty that would leave a lasting imprint on his personality. The household environment was challenging, and stability was often elusive. His mother worked hard to support Tom and his sisters, doing her best to provide structure and care during times that were not always easy. These formative years taught Tom early lessons about adaptability, endurance, and the importance of self-reliance, qualities that would later become central to his identity. Growing up without a sense of permanence. Childhood for Tom Cruise was defined by movement. His family relocated often, and as a result, he attended numerous schools before reaching adulthood. Each move meant starting over, learning new faces, adjusting to new expectations, and rebuilding social connections from scratch. This constant transition made it difficult for him to feel rooted anywhere, and it contributed to a lingering sense of being an outsider. While other children formed long-term friendships and routines, Tom learned how to survive by blending in quickly, observing others closely, and adapting to unfamiliar environments with speed and awareness. Struggles. Inside the classroom school presented its own set of challenges for Tom, particularly because he struggled with dyslexia. At a time when learning differences were not widely understood or supported, this made academic life frustrating and discouraging. Reading was difficult, concentration required immense effort, and classroom expectations often felt overwhelming. Teachers sometimes misinterpreted his struggles as lack of focus or discipline, and classmates did not always understand his difficulties. These experiences affected his confidence and self-image, yet they also forced him to develop alternative ways of learning, memorizing, and processing information, skills that would later become invaluable in his acting career. The search for identity. Amid constant change and academic frustration, Tom spent much of his youth searching for a sense of identity and belonging. Like many young people facing uncertainty, he explored different interests and imagined various futures. For a time, he even considered paths far removed from entertainment. What remained consistent, however, was an underlying drive to find something meaningful, something that would give him purpose and direction. This internal search, though often quiet and personal, laid the groundwork for the passion that would eventually define his life. Discovering the power of performance. Acting entered Tom Cruise's life not simply as a hobby, but as a revelation. Performance gave him a way to express emotions he found difficult to articulate in everyday situations. On stage and in front of a camera, he felt clarity, focus, and a sense of control that had been missing during much of his childhood. Acting allowed him to step into other identities while slowly discovering his own. It became a space where his energy, imagination, and intensity could exist without apology. More than entertainment, acting became a form of self-understanding. A leap of faith to New York City. At just 18 years old, with limited financial resources and no guarantees, Tom made the bold decision to move to New York City to pursue acting professionally. It was a leap of faith, fueled by determination rather than certainty. Life in the city was difficult, marked by small apartments, long days, and frequent rejection. He worked various jobs to support himself while attending auditions, often hearing no far more than yes. These years tested his resolve, but they also strengthened his discipline and commitment. Each setback reinforced his belief that persistence mattered more than comfort. The early steps in Tom's first appearances in film were modest, consisting of small roles that rarely placed him at the center of attention. Yet even in these early performances, his intensity and focus were noticeable. Casting directors and filmmakers began to recognize his screen presence, the way he commanded attention, even in brief moments. These initial opportunities were not glamorous, but they were essential stepping stones that allowed him to learn the craft, understand the industry, and refine his approach to performance. A breakthrough that changed everything. The turning point in Tom Cruise's career came with his role in Risky Business in 1983. The film captured the imagination of audiences and showcased a young actor brimming with charisma, confidence, and natural magnetism. Almost overnight, Tom transitioned from an aspiring performer to a recognized rising star. The success of the film opened doors to new opportunities, but it also introduced a level of visibility and pressure he had never experienced before. Fame arrived quickly, and with it came expectations that would follow him for the rest of his career. Fame and its hidden weight. Sudden success can be both exhilarating and overwhelming. For Tom, fame brought financial security, creative opportunity, and public admiration. But it also carried an invisible burden. Every decision, appearance, and performance was now subject to public scrutiny. The sense of privacy he once had disappeared, replaced by constant attention. While audiences saw a confident and composed figure, Tom privately navigated the challenge of maintaining authenticity in an environment that often rewards image over truth. Becoming a cultural icon. The release of Top Gun in 1986 transformed Tom Cruise into a global icon. His portrayal of Maverick resonated deeply with audiences and became a defining image of the era. The film's success elevated him to a level of recognition few actors achieve, cementing his place in popular culture. Posters adorned walls, his image filled magazines, and his name became synonymous with blockbuster entertainment. Yet behind the iconic sunglasses and confident smile was a young man acutely aware that success could be fleeting if not supported by substance. Refusing to be defined by one role. Despite the immense popularity of his early success, Tom was determined not to be confined by a single image. He actively sought roles that challenged him emotionally and intellectually, choosing projects that required vulnerability and depth. This determination led him to collaborate with respected filmmakers and to take risks that many leading stars might avoid. His willingness to step outside familiar territory reflected a deeper need to prove that his talent extended beyond charm and physical presence. Proving emotional range films, such as Born on the 4th of July, marked a significant shift in how audiences and critics viewed Tom Cruise. His performance demonstrated emotional intensity, sensitivity, and a willingness to explore uncomfortable themes. The role earned him critical acclaim and validated his pursuit of serious acting challenges. For Tom, this recognition was not merely about awards or praise. It was about personal affirmation, proof that his dedication to growth and discipline had meaning beyond commercial success. Discipline as a way of life. One of the defining characteristics of Tom Cruise's career has been his extraordinary discipline. He approaches filmmaking with precision, preparation, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. This mindset extends beyond acting into every aspect of production, from physical training to understanding technical details. His reputation as a perfectionist is rooted not in ego, but in a belief that audiences deserve authenticity and effort. This discipline has allowed him to maintain relevance in an industry known for its unpredictability, love, and the desire for stability. While his professional life soared, Tom's personal life reflected a more familiar human longing, the desire for connection, partnership, and stability. He entered into marriages with genuine hope, each representing a belief in shared growth and companionship. Like many people balancing demanding careers, these relationships faced challenges that were not easily resolved. Though they ultimately ended, they were approached with respect and privacy, reflecting Tom's preference to keep deeply personal matters away from public spectacle. The meaning of fatherhood. Becoming a father marked a profound chapter in Tom Cruise's life. Parenthood offered a sense of meaning that extended beyond career achievements and public recognition. It brought joy, responsibility, and a deeper understanding of unconditional love. As circumstances changed over time, family dynamics evolved in ways that were complex and deeply personal. Throughout it all, Tom chose discretion, refraining from public commentary and emphasizing respect for privacy, a decision that reflects maturity rather than avoidance. Living under public judgment. As his visibility increased, so did public interpretation of his personality and choices. Certain moments in the media became magnified, sometimes misunderstood, and occasionally reduced to caricature. Public opinion shifted quickly, illustrating how fragile reputation can be in the age of constant exposure. For Tom, these periods were challenging, not because of criticism alone, but because they highlighted the gap between public perception and private reality. Rather than retreat, he remained focused on his work, trusting consistency over explanation. Commitment to physical authenticity. Tom Cruise's dedication to performing his own stunts has become one of his most recognizable traits. From high-altitude sequences to intense physical demands, he consistently pushes himself beyond conventional limits. This commitment is driven by a desire for realism and immersion, believing that genuine physical effort enhances storytelling. While audiences admire these feats, they come at a physical cost, requiring careful recovery, discipline, and resilience. It is a choice that reflects his belief that true impact comes from personal risk. The passage of time. As the years passed, Tom continued to take on roles that defied expectations of age and endurance. Remaining physically capable requires rigorous training, structure, and sacrifice. Injuries take longer to heal, and recovery demands patience. Yet his continued presence in action cinema is not an attempt to deny aging, but rather an embrace of experience. He brings maturity, focus, and depth to roles that once relied solely on youth, demonstrating that dedication can evolve without diminishing intensity. Life beyond the camera. Outside of filmmaking, Tom Cruise leads a life marked by privacy and routine. Despite immense wealth, he often emphasizes simplicity, focus, and consistency. He values preparation, quiet reflection, and personal growth away from public attention. Fame provides opportunity, but it does not eliminate the need for balance. Like anyone else, Tom continues to navigate life's complexities, learning and adapting as circumstances change. A career built on persistence. Looking back, Tom Cruise's career stands as a testament to persistence rather than ease. His success was not accidental or effortless. It was built through years of discipline, self-reflection, and a willingness to confront discomfort. He took risks, learned from missteps, and refused to remain stagnant. This persistence, more than talent alone, explains his longevity in an industry where many rise quickly and fade just as fast. Lessons from a life in motion. Tom Cruise's journey offers lessons that extend beyond entertainment. It reminds us that ambition can open doors, but also demands sacrifice. It shows that resilience is shaped by experience, not perfection. His life reflects the reality that success does not eliminate struggle, it simply changes its form. Growth requires commitment, and fulfillment often lies in purpose rather than applause. The human being behind the star, behind the iconic roles and global recognition, is a human being shaped by uncertainty, determination, and growth. Tom Cruise's story is not about invincibility, but about endurance. It is the story of someone who transformed instability into drive and fear into focus. His journey reflects the universal desire to be understood, valued, and purposeful. A story still being written. Today, Tom Cruise remains an active and influential force in cinema, continuing to challenge himself and evolve as a storyteller. His career is not defined by a single era, but by a continuous commitment to craft. Each project adds another layer to his legacy, one built on discipline, curiosity, and respect for the audience. Final reflection. Tom Cruise's life reminds us that fame does not erase humanity. It magnifies both success and struggle. His story invites understanding rather than envy, reflection rather than judgment. In the end, he is not simply a movie star, but a testament to resilience, ambition, and the deeply human need to keep moving forward, even when the path is demanding and uncertain.